Anker Roav A1 promises flagship dash cam clarity and smart features without the flagship price. Either we've reached the era where a budget cam can protect you like a pro, or this is just another case of clever marketing dressed up in tech lingo. On paper it's stacked, 1080p at 30 fps, a wide 145-degree lens, f1.8 aperture for night, Wi-Fi app control, G-sensor emergency locking, and parking monitor. Sounds criminally generous for the money, but here's the thing, specs tell only half the story and the road tells the rest. I daily drove this for 2 weeks through commute traffic, night rain, and a weekend highway run to see where it wins and where it whiffs. I've put the direct link to check current pricing in the description, but before you click anything, let me show you what I discovered after 2 weeks of testing. Here's what the Roav A1 claims to do. It's marketed as a set-it-and-forget-it car guardian that captures every detail day and night and makes sharing video quick and painless through the app. Key promises: crisp 1080p footage with a 145-degree field of view that captures the whole road. Night vision boosted by a fast f1.8 lens and Sony sensor for low-light clarity. Reliable incident detection via G-sensor and locked clips. Parking monitor to catch bumps and motion when you're away. Sounds solid, right? Pretty bold claims for an entry-level price, but here's where things get interesting. Reality check. They claim 1080p clarity. What you actually get is decent daytime detail with limitations at speed and at night. Evidence: license plates in daylight are readable within 1 to 2 car lengths. Past that, compression and motion blur soften the fine print. At night, headlights and street lamps push the sensor's dynamic range. It tends to clip bright spots and drown shadows. If a car crosses your path quickly, the plate may smear unless you're very close. That's normal for this sensor class, but it's not the all-conditions clarity the marketing implies. They claim 145-degree coverage. Reality, you do get a wide view that reduces blind spots, but there's noticeable edge distortion. Objects at the far edges stretch and soften. That's physics with wider glass on budget optics. The center frame is your sweet spot for detail. Edges are for context, not courtroom-grade evidence. They claim great night vision thanks to f1.8 and a Sony sensor. Let's be real here, f1.8 lets in more light, yes, but without advanced noise reduction and higher bitrates, you'll see grain in dark scenes. In my tests, the A1 appears to record around a mid-teens Mbps bitrate. That's fine for 1080p daylight, but at night the camera has to amplify signal and noise eats detail. The result: faces and plates become blobs unless you're close and moving slowly. It's passable for incident documentation, not cinematic proof. They claim quick sharing via Wi-Fi. Here's where it gets mathematically impossible to match expectations. A 1-minute 1080p clip at roughly 80 to 120 MB sent over 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi from a small embedded radio is not instant. In practice, transferring a multi-minute clip can take several minutes, and the app can time out if your phone tries to sleep. This is common across budget dash cams. The Wi-Fi is convenient for grabbing a single clip in a pinch, but it's not your daily workflow. Pulling the microSD and using a card reader is far faster. They claim reliable G-sensor locking. Reality, it works, but sensitivity out of the box can be too high. Bigger potholes and speed bumps sometimes flag as incidents and lock files, which can fill the card faster than expected. Dialing the sensitivity down helps. In a real fender bender test, low-speed stop-and-go tap, it did lock the correct clip. They claim parking monitor. Plot twist: like most cams in this price range, true 24/7 parking monitoring requires constant power. The internal battery is tiny, meant for safe shutdowns, not hours of surveillance. If you want the cam to wake on impact after you park, you'll need to hardwire to an always-on fuse or use a dedicated parking kit. Otherwise, parking mode will be very limited. They imply good durability in heat. But wait, there's more. The suction mount can loosen in hot interiors. In one 95-degree day test, it sagged after a few hours. Recleaning the glass and remounting helped, but if you live in a hot climate, a sticky pad mount would be more dependable. The A1 uses a suction system out of the box. Detailed breakdown: video quality. Daytime is the A1's comfort zone. Colors look natural, exposure is stable, and flicker from traffic lights is minimal. Expect clear signage and lane markings. At highway speeds, fine detail softens, but key events are captured. Night performance is usable for incident documentation, but don't expect to decipher plates at distance or through bright headlight glare. Compared to something like viofo's A119V3, the A1 lags behind in night clarity and dynamic range, but the A119 costs more. App and Wi-Fi, the Roav app pairs easily. Live preview is responsive with a slight delay. Downloading short clips works, long clips are slow. Settings are well labeled: resolution, loop length, G-sensor sensitivity, audio on-off, date stamp. Here's what nobody tells you. If you're in a hurry after an incident, swapping the microSD to your phone with a tiny reader is dramatically faster than waiting on Wi-Fi build and reliability. The body feels solid for the price. Buttons are clicky, the UI is simple, voice prompts are clear. The suction mount is easy to reposition, but heat can be its enemy. The camera uses a small internal battery for emergency power, not a supercapacitor. That's fine for mild climates. In extreme heat, supercapacitors are generally more robust. Features the marketing doesn't mention: there's no built-in GPS, so no speed or location in your footage by default. Loop files are typically 3 minutes. If your G-sensor locks too many clips, free space shrinks faster. Many user reviews praise Anker's customer support, which aligns with my experience. They're responsive if you hit a defective unit. Verdict: buy with caution if you understand the limits. Recommend for budget peace-of-mind drivers. If you need a simple, set-and-forget recorder for insurance and roadside incidents, the Roav A1 delivers solid daytime footage, acceptable night performance, and an easy setup. Pros: wide field of view, straightforward app, reliable loop recording, good support, usually a very budget-friendly price. Cons: night detail is limited, Wi-Fi is slow for big transfers, suction mount can sag in heat, parking mode requires extra wiring, no GPS. If you want plate-perfect night shots and true 24/7 parking surveillance, save your money for a higher-tier model. If you just want an honest dash cam for daily driving without spending big, this is a fair value. Stay savvy out there. Thanks for watching. If this review saved you from wasting money or helped you find something actually worth buying, I've put the link to check current pricing and read more reviews in the description. And hey, if you do decide to buy through my link, it helps fund these investigations without costing you extra. Got questions about setup, hardwiring for parking mode, or alternatives under 100? Drop them in the comments. Next up, I'm testing a mid-range cam that claims true night plate capture at 2K. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Drive smart, buy smarter.